The arrest of Igboho and Nnamdi Kanu should be a lesson to other agitators in Nigeria. And this is the title. And next to it, it says opinion in capital letters. Opinion, we can assume that there are not really any facts to prove this, but let's continue. It is no more news that Igboho and Nnamdi Kanu have been arrested and are in custody of security operatives. Nnamdi Kanu was arrested in Kenya and repatriated back to Nigeria while Igboho was arrested. He was arrested recently and is still in Benin Republic. The arrest of Nnamdi Kanu and Igboho have been leading to reactions among Nigerians as various questions have been raised concerning their arrest. Nevertheless, Nnamdi Kanu and Igboho should be a lesson to other agitators that are seeking for the division of Nigeria. However, here are 4 lessons other agitators should learn from the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu and Igboho. Number 1, nobody is bigger than the federal government. The federal government of Nigeria is the ultimate power and have the capabilities of arresting anyone who goes against the laws of the country. So what laws have Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igboho broken? Because as far as we know, with the invasion of Igboho's residence, it was like a one-up sort of overtaking step where, of course, we know that they did not want the protest to happen that Saturday. So it's like, that's what they were against. Protesting is not wrong. Protesting, or peaceful protesting, is not a criminal offense. So of course they were like, don't protest, da da da. And then it's not even, he hadn't even protested yet. So he has not even gone against what they told him not to do. And on Thursday of that week, his residence was attacked. So what was his offense? Because they say nobody is bigger than the federal government. But then, if you say nobody is bigger than the federal government, you're basically saying that everyone is equal, right? Do Nigerians get such fair treatment, especially given how corrupt the country is? Nobody is bigger than the federal government, yet the federal government is incapable up till now, after how many years and months of kidnapping. They cannot still curb the Boko Haram insecurity. They cannot stop kidnapping as well. So you say, okay, fine, nobody is bigger than the federal government, but then the federal government cannot even take control of security in their own land, in their own vicinity, in the area that they're used to, and they understand the rules of how things work. That itself is embarrassing. And that is just like, that point that nobody's bigger than the government, it doesn't. Because what it actually teaches us to learn from this is that when the government puts their mind to fix something, they will do it. If they want something to thrive, they will let it thrive. But the fact is, if they can pull out resources and risk breaking international law in order to get Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igboho, they can absolutely do everything within their rights, within the confines of the Nigerian constitution, to bring down bandits. But it's so funny because it's like, up till now we have the term unknown gunmen, which of course is absolutely absurd. How can you not know the identity of these gunmen after all the attacks? And then the word bandit. Now this bandit is the one that Nigerians may find frustrating, because the word bandit does not fully depict the intensity and the severity of the crimes being committed. When you use the word bandit, the word bandit is of course represents a criminal, but then the context in which that word is used for the listener, for whoever is communicating and whoever is receiving information, you basically assume that it is petty crimes. You cannot call kidnapping or kidnappers bandits. It does not work like that. Bandits, we're talking petty theft. We're not talking you're out here killing people and you're going to call that banditry? Wow, that does not make sense. Someone says the second reason that we can learn from this to other agitators is that the federal government can arrest any defaulter of the law outside the country. But the fact is, it's like, but then international law still exists. And on that basis and on that grounds, they can't really do anything. But then again, the International Criminal Court, who are they going to hold responsible? Because again, this comes at a cost. You think this human rights thing, listen, everyone is minding their business in the world, the international community, they don't really care. And then you're talking about can arrest any defaulter of the law outside the country. The federal government can arrest any defaulter of the law outside the country. However, Nnamdi Kanu has denounced his Nigerian citizenship, and he actually went into Kenya with his British passport, meaning he's a British citizen. Therefore, they should not even have hands on him at all. So on that ground, what the federal government did was it's like, so you basically kidnapped the man. Do you want to go to jail for that? And with Sunday Igboho, you attacked his residence. Okay, if you have a warrant to search his house and you want to arrest him, that is absolutely fine. But did you have to destroy his property? Did you have to kill 2 of his associates and arrest 13 of his associates? Did we ask? You were not asked to do that. So why are you doing that? Because you've now committed murder. You've committed what? Vandalism of private. You literally barged in invasion of privacy. You invaded and barged into private property. That, okay, fine, you might have had a warrant. And it's like, why would you do such a thing at like 12, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. if you don't have sneaky intentions? Any defaulter of the law will surely be brought to book. And the fourth reason is the federal government can obtain tactical information to arrest any defaulter of the law. But then they cannot do the same for banditry and Boko Haram and herdsmen. Again, it's the selective application of law for me, because it's like, are you actually joking? You're not. This is sad. Absolutely sad. And I think this is what gets Nigerians very irate, because the government puts Nigerians in a compromising position where Nigerians are now stuck. We now have to be. Do you know, imagine how toxic the relationship with the government and the people. Imagine how toxic the relationship is, where the people have to walk around eggshells when dealing with government issues. They have to be strategic. They don't want to get on the wrong side of the government. So the people cannot fully and expressly be themselves in the land that they're in, because the government puts them in a position where they have absolutely no choice but to defend themselves. Look at the herdsmen crisis, especially in the southwest, and look at the southeast. The southeast had to pull up, or IPOB specifically had to pull up with a whole security arm, the ESN. And yes, they were effective in the first few months in terms of driving herdsmen away. And again, in the southwest, the same thing. The people were like, you know what, we're not gonna have this. They made their own vigilante groups, and then I think there was one notorious leader that was caught, and they were arrested. Basically, the people who caught them, and they were like, you know what, we're not going to deal with you bandits and put laws into our hands. We're going to take you to the police station. And the police station rejects them and like, you know what, you go sort that out. Imagine, the police don't do their job. The people have to defend themselves, but then would get arrested for taking laws into their own hands, in which they had no choice but to do so. Don't make sense. Put what you think about this, and don't forget to like and subscribe.